Hey, this is Stacia, and we are going to have a look at a training game I played on chess.com. And this one was pretty interesting. Okay, so this game was a Smith-Morra Gambit. What do you know? This is against the Sicilian defense, which is pawn to c5 against d4. And then d4 takes, c3 takes, and knight takes e3. I'm so glad he took my pawn. g6, knight to f3, bishop g7, bishop c4, knight c6. Okay, so here we are facing the dragon setup, right? The dragon in the Sicilian is when they go g6, bishop g7, knight c6, and probably d6. So that is the dragon setup, and it is tough to face. So Mark Esserman came up with a move here that I like a lot, and that's the move e5. Hey, we already gave up one pawn, why not another one? Also, it's really fun to play in blitz because you just play this move really quick and it seems like you misclicked or something, and then they take the pawn. Okay, but you're not winning. It's just more play. So usually they take with the knight, and the idea is after takes and takes, we check here. Check. That is going to fork these two pieces. And then the funny thing is that they can really try to save their piece with king f6, but I think you know where this is going. Check. You really want to save your bishop? Okay, check. I mean, what do you do now? I mean, this is getting bad, right? Take, check. I mean, I don't know what they do because you can't protect it anymore. So you might as well take a pawn. And then this is going to be mate very soon, right? Like something like here, and this is check, right? Okay, here it takes. Okay, now we're on this, which discovers. Okay, you get the point, but there's going to be a mate very soon as well. I might even just leave it and play here. So, okay. Now you understand the idea. In my game, they took with a bishop, though. And I know I've looked at this before, but it's probably been 2 or 3 years since I've looked at that variation. I have not seen it since then. I never see this. So I had to figure out what to do here, and I think I figured it out. So the problem with just trading like normal is that if we just trade like normal and play that same idea, well, obviously the knight is going to capture, so we can't do that, right? So if we're going to do it, I think we have to do it right now, and that is what I did. I ended up checking here, but I do understand that we have to be very careful because I'll show you something that I used to mess up a lot, which was that after knight takes, instead of playing bishop f7, you know, I've tried queen d5. I mean, it looks very compelling, but one problem with this is they can take with check, right? And now after this, they just block the diagonal. I mean, so that's nothing. They just win. And there's also, you know, the idea of doing this. Takes, and then queen d5. Hey, look at that. We're threatening mate and we're threatening the bishop. Yeah, that's all good except for this. Gotta always check your forcing moves, right? Bishop takes c3. That's a check. We take back. They managed to trade their bishop, okay? And like, I don't think anything like this is good enough because they can just play knight f6. They can play queen f6. But the point is they can block the diagonal and we're down material and losing. So you got to be careful. Like, this is not easily winning, and it's not even winning. It's just interesting. So in the game they took with a bishop. Oops, sorry. I know I'm moving pieces a lot. So I sacrificed here. And the idea is that, I don't know who that is. The idea is that they should probably take that, which he did. And now I can play that same queen d5 check now, because now it adds a second attacker onto the bishop. And there's no time to play bishop takes c3 because they're in check, right? And if they go e6, you know, then I can take this with check. And I think this is what happened in the game. It's very important, right? Because our queen's under attack. So it has to be with check. And I was even wondering if they could move away here or something. It might be interesting, but They did move away here. Okay, forgot that. And now I have to figure out where to put my queen because I must continue to protect my knight. Either that or make a huge threat. I don't see a huge threat here. I mean, this would be a really nice threat, wouldn't it? But then they just take, right? So that's no good. So I ended up playing queen d6. This looks most natural to me. The other move I wanted to play was this, but then I realized knight to f6. I don't want to allow that. I don't want them to develop with tempo. Sometimes these positions are very sensitive tempo-wise because we're down material. So if I ask the engine right now, let's see what it says. Oh, it says white's still slightly better, but I'm willing to bet that a couple slip-ups like that and all my advantage goes away. Wow, I'm actually shocked to see what the engine wants right now because I didn't look at this. During the game, I looked at this. I thought knight takes c6 looked interesting, right? Because if they take our pawn, we take their queen, but then they take our knight. And I thought we lose a piece there. But I was wrong, wasn't I? I was wrong. We're not down a piece. Oh, because I took a piece. I took with knight takes c6. I took a piece here. They never recaptured. Okay. So we're up a piece in this position. So if they take a queen and we take a queen, we're still up a piece. Now they take back. Okay. Now we're going to win a pawn, but the computer says this is crushing. Why is that crushing? Probably because we're developing with tempo, I bet. You know, even with queens off the board, believe it or not, even with queens off the board, the initiative means something. And after king here, of course, we'll take the pawn now. Because we threaten a fork. That's the real reason. Trust me, I don't want that pawn. I just want to fork them. Okay, anyway. Interesting so far. So I went queen d6. I thought this looked like the best move, but it's not. It looks like actually knight takes c6 is the best move. I just didn't calculate that right. So after queen d6, though, I thought they could try queen e7 here, which is the top move. I don't think it's what they do. Yeah, they take here, and that's actually much worse. Queen e7 is the only move that kind of keeps them going, because here I thought what I want to do is play queen c7. This is what I want to do. But then I thought maybe d6, and I'm not sure about this. You know, they're threatening to trade queens, but also I can't protect my knight anymore. If I go here, they take me. That's no good. And so I pretty much have to trade now. And if I have to trade, then now my knight's still attacked and has nowhere good to go. I'm kind of retreating. Okay, computer still likes white. I'm shocked. It actually says they should take this away. Oh. This is better for black because they're untangling more. Now the rook can come to f8. Okay, so yeah, and if I trade, it's only going to improve their position. So there's that. But okay, after knight takes e5, this is what happened in the game, right? Like I go queen d6 and they go knight takes e5. And now I pretty much got to take that, so I did. And he played queen to f6. So I have the engine off. I've been leaving it on too much. Sorry. Got to turn that off. That's important. Now, I thought in this position, I would definitely consider this normally, but I also like the move queen g3. And I like the move queen g3 for a lot of reasons. One thing about queen g3 that I like is that it allows for bishop g5. That's one thing I like. That's developing with tempo. Another thing I like about queen g3 is we don't trade queens, right? You don't want to trade queens when you have a more attacking position. We're down a pawn and we're more coordinated here. Like we're one move away from castling. Look at these pieces, right? Not looking that hot. So we want to develop quickly and not trade queens. So, and the third thing I like about queen g3 is the idea that I control these squares. So that means that a move like knight b5 could be pretty annoying, like threatening a fork, threatening to come in here with check. So, and I've seen the computer the computer showed me knight b5 like many times before I understood why it was good. Now I understand. Now I understand that there's a lot of threats. So so queen g3. Now, is this the top move? Let's see if it is. It's not. There's two other moves the computer likes better. Bishop f4 and queen c7. So I'll turn the computer off and we'll look at those real quick. This is the part where I learned something. Bishop f4 is developing a piece and protecting the queen. Okay, they can take, but it traps the rook. Okay, I didn't see that. If I had seen that, I would consider bishop f4. That looks pretty nice. I like that. Okay, so they shouldn't take then, though. So they should do something else, like what? I don't know. Well, there's nowhere good to really go. Yeah, and they can't move the queen because we still take the rook. So they have to just play some other move and probably something like d6, but that's a free pawn. What about d5? I don't know what they should do. Computer says g5. I mean, okay, black's desperate. That's what that means. So, wow, so bishop f4 is really strong. That's a cool idea. I didn't realize. The other one it mentioned was queen c7. Now, this is one I would look at and did look at. I think we're just being really active here and we're stunting their development. Like one thing black would like to do is play b6 and bishop b7, but you can already tell that this queen being here is like kind of stopping that, right? Like they can play b6, but good luck with bishop b7. I take it. And they can't play rook b8 to prepare it because I take that. So the queen being here just sort of, she's just annoying. I don't know how else to put it. She's just annoying. All right, so she's annoying, and I'm good at being annoying. So queen c7, if I ask the engine now, it says d6. But again, like now the queen's controlling these squares. This is not a good development for black. And it says I should just castle now and play normal, which makes sense to me, like castle and queen e7. And, ooh, and now knight b5, because they can't even take me because they walk into a fork. So there's that too. So, okay. So these are cool ideas. I like to learn something new every time I play chess. That's why we do these training games, right? So queen f6, queen g3. Queen g3 is still plus 1.3 for white. So my assessment that this is better for me was still correct. But those two other ideas are pretty cool, I must say. Knight to e7 by black. And here it was hard for me to figure out what I want to do exactly. But I feel like I could just play boring and castle now and it'll be totally fine. That's what I feel like. But I went with knight b5. I've seen the computer suggest this move before. And I thought here it looks quite compelling. The reason being, I'm threatening to, come in and check the king. It's very annoying, actually. And I also have bishop g5 coming. So it just applies more pressure. So this move, they went knight d5, which is what I expected. Yeah, and then I came up with this move. I think this move is the best. I'm proud of this move. I won't check with the engine yet, but I'll tell you what I calculated. I thought bishop g5 attacks the queen. Now, they could take a free pawn attacking my rook. So that's pretty annoying, right? So bishop g5 and queen takes b2. Now, I thought in this position, oh, it's also forking my knight, by the way. So the rook and the knight. Now, what I came up with is bishop g5 and queen takes, but then I can throw in this check here. I throw in this check. There is no king e7. Don't forget there's a bishop on g5. So the knight will not even get attacked. So after that, like king moves somewhere, I don't know where. I guess here. Actually, that looks horrible. And then I thought I would castle there. And after castling, I'm fully coordinated and like, why is the queen on b2? And my rook on f1 defends the rook. And like, everything looks amazing. And my knight's on d6. And so I assessed that as a better position, but I missed something kind of important. Let's see if bishop g5 was best. Yay, it was. It was the best move. There's other winning moves too, but mine's the top engine move. So I'm happy to see it. Bishop g5. They did take. Oh no, they're forking us. Yeah, I really don't care. So now I just played check like planned. They must go king f8. And now I was about to castle when I realized something. We have better. Queen f3 check. This is like, wow, this person's really harassing me. This is like death, right? Like you cannot move the king there because that's mate, and you cannot move the king here because that's mate. So pretty much you got to do something interesting here. So he played knight to f6. I took it. I don't want to trade queens, of course. And then he played check. But I did calculate this, and I instantly played. Well, actually, if you want to find it, go ahead and pause your video. But this is probably kind of easy for most of my viewers, right? Probably, I don't know, but maybe. Yeah, check. It's discovered check on the king, but we're checking the queen. We're still checking the rook too. And by the way, it's going to be checkmate. So this is impossible. And my opponent threw in the towel and resigned. So I'm pretty happy with this game overall. Let's look at the chess.com review though. I'll go ahead and expand the view. Let's all look at it. So it looks like I got 84.1. That's pretty good. When you're sacking pawns almost every move, you know, it's not bad. My opponent didn't play so well, but you know, you guys have to keep in mind that if you play closed positions where every move's okay, like your percentage is way higher. When you enter sharp positions where one move and you're lost, the computer grades you much more harshly. So like my opponent, it says 59.2, but this is tough to play, of course, very tough to play. I do see there's a couple things. I do see one concerning thing. It was this move. So knight b5, knight b5. It turns out that they could have done something here to almost equalize. And what would that be? What would that be exactly? Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's knight to f5. I don't know though. Like, yeah, it could be knight to f5. I don't know though, because like if we oh, it is best. But I was just thinking that does allow the fork here, you know. And if they go king d8, I guess we have to move our queen. Ooh, our queen has to defend the knight. So maybe that's the problem. Yeah, the queen has to defend the knight. Not a lot of places do that. Probably this, but I feel like black has something they can do, but what? I wonder if they could play something like this, because that would create a lot of pressure, I'll tell you that. And I can't even play here or anything. So I don't know what to do. Oh, rook f8 is a blunder though. Why? Knight takes a8. Oh, I just take the rook. Okay, what is the right move then? It's g5. Wow. g5. Oh. Yeah, they're just taking away all the squares that protect the knight. So I'm going to lose that knight. I have to go queen c4. Okay, I'm still holding on for a minute. But then d5, attack the queen again. Oh, man. And now the best is knight takes d5, but let's try to hold on to it still. Why not queen c2? Well, if queen c2, now check. And that's not looking so good. If we block that check, they can take that. You can already feel this is going very wrong. So if we can't play queen c2, okay, I'll try this. Maybe b6. What is it now? Now it's still queen e5 check. Okay, yeah, and we're just getting in trouble here. And so in a position like this, I would normally go king f1. I'll tell you that, but it does feel like it's going wrong. I don't have the initiative I wanted. In fact, can't they just take that? Why can't they take that? Yeah, they can. They're winning. Okay, never mind. So they're winning. That check is actually a fork. That was actually a fork. I didn't even notice that it hits the knight backwards. Wow. So, wow. That's how Stockfish would have beat me. Story checks out. But I learned something from that. So that was the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's do a quick recap. So it was the Smith-Morra Gambit. We faced the dragon, and I offered this pawn. They took it, but with a bishop. I had to figure this out, but I think this works. Oh, it says brilliant. I wouldn't go that far. It's correct. All right, takes, and check, and check. I liked queen d6, but apparently we have better. And then queen g3 again. Apparently we had bishop f4 there, but and knight b5. So I did not play precisely, but I did hold a big advantage for white, which is what it felt like to me. And I really liked bishop g5. Sacking yet another pawn, because apparently that's all I do. Check, here, check. And now it's very hard to stop mate. They came up with this, which was their best try, but after bishop c3, discovered check with mate coming as well. That is game over. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll be back with more chess. Okay, bye.